Hello, 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 hello. Mwah. One more hello to my lovely people out there in YouTube land. Good afternoon. How are you this blessed Monday afternoon? It is Monday, June 29th, 2020, and you're watching Omega Live with JJ, Woman Without Borders. Thank you so much for tuning in to the program today. You know, I don't take it for granted when you tune into the program because I know you could have been otherwise, but you have chosen to spend an hour of your afternoon with me, and I really appreciate it. If it is your first time, a very special welcome to you. Thank you so much. Hit the share button and invite a friend or family to come and watch the program because we know as a student of knowledge, I am going to share information with you, my fellow students of knowledge, yeah? Because knowledge is nothing if it is not shared. Knowledge must be shared, it must be applied. And so I am going to give you information that's going to benefit all of us. So hit the share button. And guys, remember to subscribe. You got to subscribe to the channel because I cannot always send you the link. But when you subscribe and hit that notification bell beside the subscribe button, you will be notified by YouTube that I am live, and then you can come on to partake of the program. Remember, guys, if you comment in real time, I will see the comment and I can respond to it, right? Absolutely. And remember, I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, Omega News. You can go over there, like, comment, and share after the program. Absolutely. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Well, guys, you guys who have been with me from a while, you know the drill, right? I give you the news and then I give you my 2 cents on it, right? Absolutely. I'm very opinionated and I have an opinion about what is going on in our beautiful island of Jamaica and around the world, right? As a woman without borders, my news take us far and wide. Absolutely. Today, I'm going to be going to China and in the Eastern Caribbean. So stay tuned, okay? All right. So Jamaica now has 696 confirmed cases of the coronavirus disease COVID-19, according to a press release issued by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The 6 new cases as at 5 p.m. yesterday, Sunday, because you know how it goes, guys, 24 hours turnaround time. It's supposed to be 24-hour turnaround time for these samples, but as I've been hearing, and guys, I am going to give my little 2 cents right here, before going further, because I've been hearing a story, and it's not really a story because it's true because I read it. And we do everything you read, you can't believe everything you read still, right? But so far, I've heard no contradictions. So it seems to be true that there have some tourists who come to the country, guys, and they come in and they were tested and they left without getting the results of their test. Now, how does that work, guys? So we don't even know if they were positive or negative. So they could have been positive and infect, everybody who they come in contact with. They came, they saw, they did not conquer. To continue with the news, guys. So as of yesterday at 5 p.m., that's when the press release was disseminated. So, from what I understand, it says 3 of the 6 cases are females and the other 3 are males, with their ages ranging from 22 to 71 years. Yeah. All of them are imported, really, meaning that there were actually 5 of them who came into the island, right? And one of them is a contact of one of those who came into the island positive. Yeah. Now, of that number, 2 are non-nationals, right? So these are visitors to the island, guys, who were confirmed positive COVID-19, and they were accommodated in Westmoreland and Hanover. That's where they were staying. Yeah. Then the other 4 persons are Jamaicans who have addresses in St. James, Manchester, and Westmoreland. At least 2 of them in St. James, 1 in Manchester, 1 in Westmoreland. So, of course, as a result of that, we now have 131 active cases. Okay, and let me give you, for my big data people, let me give you the details. So, total sample to date, 23,881 as a result of the 298 new samples that they did. But I don't understand, guys. I'm going to stop here again. Because as I understand, I'm going to give you another story. Right? Based on the front page of the Sunday Gleaner. Get to that in a second. But How is it that tourists are coming in by the droves, according to what they're saying, because they're overwhelmed? And we're having community surveillance. However, listen to the figures, guys. New samples, 298. That's all the samples that they did, guys. 298. What is happening here? We talk about it. So, as I said before, the total positives from our total samples, 696 to date. And that is actually as of 5 p.m. yesterday, up to that time. Negative 23,101 with 84 samples pending. We have now, well, no, there was no new recovery in the last 24 hours. I gave you a number yesterday of 555, but they say 552. So somebody's figure is off, but I was giving you information based on what I got. So I don't know why I have 552, 555, and they have 552, but that's what they said. Recoveries are 552. All right. They have 42 persons, guys, who are in government quarantine, and they have now 3,581 persons who are in home quarantine, being geofenced or braceleted. 13 persons are in the hospital, guys. So some persons have gone home. 13 persons are in the hospital. There are no critically ill or moderately ill persons, so we're happy about that. We have 100 persons who are in home isolation, and we have 13 persons who are in government isolation. So these would have been persons, guys, who have the COVID-19. Yeah. So that is the big number for my big number persons. And of course, to date, 397 of the total 696, sorry, are females, while 299 are males, and with their ages ranging, as you know, from 2 months to 87 years. So that's the number for my big data people, right? And so not much to say on that besides what I have already just said, guys. What I want to show you now is the front page of the Gleaner. Today's Gleaner. Like these days I'm showing a front page, right? So you see what is actually on the front page of the Gleaner. So this is what is on the front page of the Gleaner, guys. So you can see, look at the headline, you see? That's what it says. Tourist pre-testing back on agenda, guys. Yeah. So let me give you the story before I give you my 2 cents. So the front page headline of today's Gleaner reads, tourist pre-testing back on agenda, and under that the subheading was, Tufton admits island's COVID-19 response, they are buckling under pressure. Not laughing at them, I'm laughing at the situation, understand, guys, because you guys who have been watching my program since March, because I've been doing this since COVID-19, since we've been locked down and we weren't allowed to go out. That's when I started the program, and my views on this. Okay, I've been tweeting to the minister. Well, before I accuse him, I'm going to check out something before I accuse him. So I have something to say, but I'm not going to say it because you know me. I do not give you misinformation, right? I give you accurate information. There's already too many misinformation and no information out there. So I try to ensure that I give you accurate information so that you can make informed decisions, right? So I'll hold that comment until I have checked something out. So let me give you the story as reported in the Gleaner this morning. So the Jamaican government is reconsidering the imposition of COVID-19 pre-testing of arriving tourists, as the coronavirus response architecture at the island's airports has been overwhelmed by passenger traffic. Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, admitted on Sunday. Quote, the numbers are growing and we just don't have the physical capacity to deal with the increase. The people, referring of course to the medical personnel, are burnt out and stretched while the equipment goes on downtime. Tufton said in response to queries that some visitors complained of waiting for up to 11 days before receiving their results. Let that marinate a little bit, guys. All right, continuing. The Health and Wellness Minister said that a more targeted approach was needed and that the government might reopen the door to the pre-testing of visitors, a recommendation that was made by the Medical Association of Jamaica, MAJ. Remember, I gave you that story back, guys. Go back into my library if you did not watch it. Go into my library for that episode. About 5,000 tourists have arrived in the island since June 15th. Okay? And at least 3 Caribbean countries have announced pre-testing for all visitors to their shores. The other countries are Barbados, the Bahamas, and Antigua and Bermuda. Sorry. So on Saturday, Antiguan Prime Minister Gaston Brown, and I have another story to give you later for international news about that what he said, Dr. Mr. Gaston Brown. There's another international story with his name on it that is coming up. Stay tuned, right? But for this Monday morning Gleaner report, it says on Saturday, Antiguan Prime Minister Gaston Brown made an about turn in favor of pre-testing after lawsuit threats by tourists who tested positive and refused isolation. Guys, let me give you my 2 cents as I read this news. Bear with me because I might forget what I want to say if I wait until I read the end of the story. I know the stories are long, right? So anyways, just giving you a little 2 cents on this particular piece. Remember, they opened the borders to let tourists in, right? Most of them are coming from high-risk areas, right? Because they have set themselves up in a way that tourism is their number one foreign exchange earner, and without tourism, they're going to die. So now, having done that, they open to the tourists, and now tourists are coming in and threatening lawsuit, guys. You hear what is happening here? But who is surprised? Because we know US, is a lawsuit country. They sue you for every little thing. You know that. You only have to sneeze on somebody and you get sued. All right. So I don't know who is surprised. That was an accident waiting to happen, I think. I don't know who is really surprised about that one. But continue with the news, guys. So Tufton said in the meantime that provisions were being made to hire more people, referring to medical personnel, of course, while private labs were being tapped for sample collections. He said at least one lab was accredited. Okay, I'm telling you, guys, I want you to appreciate COVID-19 because you see how many things are getting exposed because of COVID-19. Our systems are so broken and need to be fixed. But of course, you notice, instead of fixing the system, what they're doing, they're putting band-aid over a sore. Notice that, right? We'll get to that. Continuing. The government's about face comes as Jamaica tallied 6 new cases of COVID-19. 5 of the 6 arrived on flights from the USA, pushing the island's active cases to 131. A resurgence of the virus in America may cause alarm here, as states such as Texas and Florida have reimposed containment measures as cases flare to record highs. And the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, has warned that U.S. cases may be 10 times higher than those actually recorded. And can we say the same in Jamaica? Food for thought, isn't it? Hoteliers told the Gleaner that they were concerned about the mixed messages telegraphed by medical personnel at the Sangster International Airport. And that makes 2 of us. Quote, the Prime Minister presents a flow chart via video which indicates that visitors must stay in their hotels until their results arrive. But the airport medical personnel, we understand, are telling visitors to stay in their rooms until the results arrive. One hotelier who requested anonymity said. Stakeholders have also complained about the slow turnaround in providing coronavirus results, which has exacerbated uncertainty for both visitors and hotel staff. Quote, that can take up to 8 days, as was the case with some of my guests who arrived in Jamaica on June 21st, and when they were leaving 7 days later on June 28th, they had still not received their results. How many persons did those persons contaminate? If any of them tested positive, we don't know. Okay. The operator noted that the guests were disappointed, having cancelled, listen to this, The operator noted that the guests were disappointed, having cancelled traveling to Greece for Jamaica after learning of the Highlands' handling of the COVID-19 crisis. Quote, the only consolation we had was the fact that they did their own tests before coming to Jamaica and they were negative. That group is not the only one to express concern about the situation. At least 3 other tourists posting on social media say they have waited several days to get their status report. One alleged that she waited for up to 11 days. Tufton said that he did not expect any visitor to stay quarantined in their room for days, a matter that needed to be managed by hotel managers. In the meantime, IATA, that is the International Air Transport Association, is urging governments to avoid quarantine measures when reopening their economies. Listen to that. Let me say that again for those who did not hear. Meantime, IATA is urging governments to avoid quarantine measures when reopening their economies. The association, which represents airlines worldwide, is promoting a layered approach of measures to reduce the risk of countries importing COVID-19 via air travel and to make travelers, keeps countries in isolation and the travel and tourism sector in lockdown. Fortunately, there are policy alternatives that can reduce the consumption of travel and tourism that are to jumpstarting national economies. Quote, we are proposing a framework with layers of protection to keep sick people from traveling and to mitigate the risk of transmission should a traveler discover they were infected after arrival. So, where do I start? You guys remember I said all of this, right? You remember I said all of this when they said that we were going to reopen the economy to tourists. You remember I said that, right? I tweeted to the minister, no, and the Minister of Health. You get me? Because guys, as I understand it, and I can't give you that story until I have confirmation, because I'm not going to give you misinformation. There's an outbreak. There's a possible outbreak in Norwood. Because remember, I told you last week that there were 7 persons who tested positive in Norwood of the COVID-19. So these were all contacts. So this was not the confirmed case. This was not the index case. These were all contacts of the index case, right? As I understand it, this index case has been traversing Norwood and traversing elsewhere, you understand, not knowing that he was infected with the coronavirus disease, which means that he was asymptomatic. You understand, guys? Because of their policy of sending you home to await your results. So he was tested, was sent home to await his results, did not know he was positive and infected, as I understand it. But like I said, I cannot give you the story until I get them. Just telling you what I hear so far through the grapevine, that there's a outbreak in Norwood right now as a result of this. Yeah? More to come. I will have details for you. But I am saying to you guys, this is what I warned. I pre-warned of this occurring. You understand? And you hear what IATA is saying. And I also said that too, didn't you? How are you going to put tourists in quarantine? A tourist is not going to come to Jamaica to go into quarantine. That's not the point of coming. You're coming to Jamaica for vacation. You do not want to be quarantined on vacation. You can stay home and do that. Yeah? So you see what is happening here, guys? Whereas I've been saying for months, you understand, now is the time to start to look elsewhere. Jamaica has so much to offer outside of tourism, but we have spent so much money on tourism, making it our number 1 foreign exchange earner, and being lazy. You see, we don't want to work hard. Everybody wants to work with tourists, you understand? Work with the white people. And don't get me wrong, I am not being prejudiced here. So don't start to think that I'm a racist. I love all of God's children. White, red, black, blue, I don't care what color you are. But the realities are the realities. Why we have a Black Lives Matter movement and all that, because there are issues, right? And we know that there are issues. But we want the white man money. That's what we want. It's not so much we want the white man, it's the white man money we want. What are we going to do? What are we really going to do? What are we going to do? It's the question, right? So, guys, guys, this is, I said it. And I think that they need to come clean because they're not coming clean. Those numbers that I've been quoting to you guys, those figures are incorrect. I've said it from the get go, and I will continue to say it. Those figures are incorrect. They do not want to panic the country and panic people, and that's why we're having these figures. These figures are not correct. You hear what they said in America, right? The figures are incorrect. What says us? A country where we know we are very corrupt the people. You know that. That's a fact. Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of being a corrupt citizen, I was on Twitter to the Jamaican public about two teenagers who have been reported missing. I retweeted with an Ananda alert, even though I did not see an Ananda alert being put out for them, and they did not say it was an Ananda alert. But as far as I understand, Ananda alert in Jamaica is supposed to be sent out for children. So my question is, why is it that you're asking and reporting children missing and not using the Ananda alert facility? What's the point of having an Ananda alert if you're not using it? Yeah. Anyways, guys, so according to the JCF, Valerie Golson, she's 16 years of age, from Whitfield Drive, Kingston, was last seen on June 25th, right? No one really knows what she was wearing at the time, so I cannot tell you what she was wearing. But persons are asked who might know Valerie Golson or know anyone who might have some information about her to contact the Constant Spring Police at 876-924-1421 or 876-924-1422. You can also call the emergency police emergency number, which is 119. You can also call Crime Stop, or you can visit the nearest police station, that is the nearest police station to you, where you abode, right? The other missing child is LaQuisha Ball. LaQuisha Ball is 12 years of age, guys. She's 12, right? And she was last seen at her home also in Bridgeport, Portmore. Okay, and that was at 10 a.m. again on what she was wearing. Yeah. Persons with information concerning LaQuisha is asked to call the bridge. Saw her when she left. Nobody can say exactly what she was wearing. Yeah. Persons with information concerning LaQuisha is asked to call the Bridgeport Police at 876-988-2697. That's 876-988-2697. Or again, you can call the police emergency number 119, or you can call Crime Stop. And of course, you can always go to the nearest police station to make a report if you have any information that can lead to the police to LaQuisha and the 16-year-old from Kingston. Yeah. Okay, guys, I have every time I give an another alert,